Well, hello and welcome to this week's edition of What's Up Danville. I'm your host, Mark Aaron, Multimedia Design Manager for the City of Danville. This week we've taken the show on the road. We're down here at the Main Street Plaza, the JTI fountain right here behind us. Joining me this week is Lauren Mathena, who is the president of the After Hours Rotary Club here in the City of Danville. Today's show, we're going to tell you a little bit more about this club, some of the service projects they do here locally and internationally, and also talk about a fundraising event. It's coming up on November the 14th, and it's a Casino Royale. Now,
yes.
I've heard of these in the past, but this is something fairly new in the last couple of years here in the City of Danville. So tell me a little bit about this upcoming event. It'll be down at the Institute for Advanced Learning and Research. Tell me a little bit how I can get involved in the Casino Royale.
Yes. Well, Casino Royale will feature casino games, obviously. We'll have blackjack, roulette, and craps, and several other games. There'll be different gaming tables set up around the room, and so you'll have the opportunity to get $5,000 in complimentary chips that you'll be able to use at these games.
Great. So tell me, this complimentary chips that I get to take home with me in the night, I'm going home $10,000 richer, right?
Well, at the end of the night, you get to turn your chips in for
Right.
opportunities to win raffle prizes or door
Right.
prizes.
Yeah.
So we'll have some great door prizes. We've got gift certificates from local retails and
Right.
restaurants, so you'll go away with something.
Yeah. Now tell me a little bit about the mission behind Rotary and where some of these funds will go that are raised that evening.
Well, we've decided to dedicate some of the funds from this event to End Polio Now, which
Right.
Rotary International's major effort in the past 20 to 25 years has been to eliminate polio around the world.
Yeah.
And so part of these funds will go towards our club's contribution towards that effort.
Great.
But also a lot of the funds will actually stay here locally. We've partnered with 2 local nonprofits, and they're helping us out with promotion of the event, and in return we're giving some of the fundraising dollars back to them.
That's
and those
great.
are the Boys and Girls Club of the Danville area and the Danville Area Humane Society.
2 great organizations that do a lot for our community, so great to see that you're supporting those organizations through this fundraiser. Now tell me, how did you come about with a Casino Royale? Like I said, it's been done in the past, but it's probably been 10 years ago since I attended one of these here in the City of Danville. So I think they were real popular back then, so hopefully gain a lot more support now here in the city too.
Well, we had a fundraising committee, and they came up with the idea of wanting to do something that would be fun and interactive, a little bit different than some of our other great events in town, just to kind of give it a unique flavor. And the idea of having a casino party came up.
Yeah.
I've been to one in the past and had a great time,
Yeah.
so I'm excited for all of my friends to get to check it out now.
Cool. Tell me, where can I purchase my tickets? How much does it cost?
The tickets are $45 per person, and you can purchase them at Vintages by the Dan down here in the River District, or you
Great.
can purchase them online at DanvilleAfterHoursRotary.com.
Okay, very good. Now, it's going to be at the Institute. Tell me the hours and tell me about kind of how the night will go that evening of the 14th.
Well, the event starts at 7 p.m. The games will open at 7 p.m. So if you want to get your seat all warmed up, and then I suggest you get there early.
Yeah.
The gaming will go on till about 10 or 10:15 when we'll start kind of gathering the chips and working on the prizes. We'll also have a silent auction and a DJ with dancing. So if casino games aren't your thing, or if you just need to take a break, then you'll be able to hit the dance floor during that time.
Well, Lauren, you mentioned a silent auction. Can you tell me about some of the items that'll be for that night?
Yes, we're still gathering our silent auction items together, but we're going to have some great options for you. One will be a custom cornhole set. One is going to be a nice Coach bag. We
Nice.
also have a beautiful scarf from Rippies. And we have some dermatology packages from Complexions Dermatology.
Oh. And if you want to get a group of friends to come together, I know you're getting a discount for group tickets as well.
Yes, if you get a group of 6 together, then you can get a 6-pack of tickets for $260, which is a little discounted off the $45 per person price.
Right. Now, is this a 21 and year older event?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And attire for that evening?
Well, it is black tie optional, so I know we've got some Rotarians in our club who are already getting ready to break out a tux, but a nice suit would be fine as well.
Okay.
The ladies could go with a floor-length gown or a cocktail dress, whatever you're comfortable in.
Perfect. Sounds like it's going to be a wonderful evening. Now, we're talking about After Hours Rotary, and people in our community, there's quite a few different Rotary groups here, but this one was formed 2 years ago, right? Can you tell me a little bit about the After Hours Rotary group, when you all meet, and I guess how it was formed?
Sure. Well, our club, like you said, formed about 2 years ago. We started meeting informally about 6 months before that.
Okay.
Actually, some members of the Riverview Rotary Club, which meets in the mornings, they actually decided that it might be a good opportunity to recruit some new Rotarians by having an evening club option. So we actually meet at 5:30 p.m. on Tuesdays.
Right.
We rotate our meeting locations. So about twice a month we meet at Golden Leaf Bistro right here in the River District. And then once a month we rotate to another venue just to support different establishments. And on the fourth Tuesday of each month we actually do what we call a Power 1 Hour project. So it's actually a hands-on project rather than having a regular meeting.
That is great. Can you tell us a little about some of those projects you've
Sure.
done just in the last couple of years?
Sure. We've done everything from, we've painted a computer lab at the Boys and Girls Club, we've washed dogs with the Humane Society, we've taken the kids from Big Brothers Big Sisters bowling and to play putt-putt at Tiny Town.
Right.
So we've done a little bit of everything. I think most recently we were landscaping at the free clinic. So any nonprofits that just need 20 or 25 people to come out and give them a hand with a project that might otherwise take them a long time, we're willing to come out and just knock it out in an hour.
Well, as you can see, they're very active in the community, and you mentioned 20 or 25 people. How many members do you currently have in the After Hours
We
Rotary?
are, I believe, at 37 with a couple more applications in progress.
Well, that is
so
great.
we're growing and we're happy about it.
Well, that is wonderful. In the second half of the show, we're going to learn about one service project that actually took one of your members down to Mexico to do one of those projects. So we'll hear a little bit more from Inez Rodenberg in the second half of the show about that. But let's go ahead and recap again. Casino Royale, November the 14th, down at the Institute for Advanced Learning and Research. Starts at 7 o'clock, right?
Yes.
7 to 11. Now tell me again where I can get my tickets. I know you can get them online as well, right?
Yes. So you can get them online at DanvilleAfterHoursRotary.com or at Vintages by the Dan at 312 Main Street.
All right, very good. Well, Lauren, I really appreciate you taking the time to join us today to talk a little bit about this fundraiser. I hope it goes very well for you, and also to give us a little insight into the After Hours Rotary Club here in Danville and all the great work you're doing.
Well, thanks for having us.
All right.
You make me wear my bike helmet. Taught me never to run with scissors.
You tell me to stay away from drugs.
To always buckle my seatbelt.
And to follow the swimming rules.
You're always looking out for me and trying to keep me safe.
So why do you keep a loaded gun in your drawer?
Here in the garage.
Closet.
Shoebox under the bed. Where anyone can get to it. How safe is that?
How safe is that?
How safe is that?
You asked them to follow some safety rules. Now they're asking you. In fact, they're counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. If you own a firearm and are not using it, please be responsible and be sure that it's stored in a safe place. Remember, always lock it up. For more information on firearm storage safety, visit ncpc.org.
Well, welcome back to this week's edition of What's Up Danville. I'm your host, Mark Aaron, Multimedia Design Manager for the City of Danville. Today we're showcasing the After Hours Rotary Club here in the City of Danville, talking a little bit about their organization, some of the service projects they're involved here locally and internationally, and also about an upcoming fundraiser. It's their Casino Royale on November the 14th at the Institute for Advanced Learning and Research from 7 to 11. If you like to go and gamble for a good cause, this would be the event for you. So we talked to Lauren Mathena, their club president, in the first half of the show. In the second half of the show, we're going to have Inez Rodenberg joining us, who actually just made a special trip to Mexico to hand deliver some wheelchairs that were purchased by this club and actually the international club, and made some lives of some children and adults in Mexico a little better by delivering these wheelchairs. And Inez, I know this is a mission for Rotary International, and they have distributed how many wheelchairs over the last 10 or 15 years?
890,000 wheelchairs to about 153 different countries.
That is wonderful, and it's great. The reason I had Inez on the show, it's great to hear from someone who actually personally went to deliver these, because you got to see the faces of these individuals when you deliver these wheels. Can you just tell our viewers a little bit about what that trip meant to you?
It was very touching.
Yeah.
We got to physically touch the individuals that were receiving the wheelchairs. We distributed 250 wheelchairs. A lot of children with severe disabilities, a lot of adults, a lot of different types of diabetes and children with significant disabilities that really could not function and were pretty much stranded in a bed and had no sense of mobility.
Wow.
And for every wheelchair that we distribute, there's significantly 7 people that are affected by that. So it's not only the person receiving the wheelchair, but the caregivers that are involved with that person's life.
Well, that is wonderful. And as we mentioned, After Hours Rotary has only been in existence 2 years, so it's great to see you all contribute funds to this cause. And it's great to see that you're not only getting involved here locally, as we learned in the first half of the show, but also making a difference around the world. That's got to make you feel good inside.
It does. It does. You know, it's service above self, but I have to say that honestly, I think we get more out of serving than the others get from receiving.
And it's a great example of how our community could get involved, whether it's your local Rotary Club or any other civic organization. It's always great to give back if you're able to do so. And this is just one great example of that. And how did this all come about? Tell me about, did you just volunteer for this trip, or tell me about that?
I did. I heard about it several months ago, even though our After Hours Rotary has been contributing for several years. And I looked into the information, and it touched me deeply. And I wanted to be part of it. And I wanted to see firsthand the experience that our money has been contributing to giving. Since 2012, District 7576 has gone to Guatemala, Colombia, St. Lucia, and Mexico to distribute 1,600 wheelchairs.
Wow.
And the impact that it's had has just been tremendous.
And you said that district, and that covers a large portion of the state of Virginia,
it does,
right?
All the way up to Fort Royal, Virginia.
Very good. So Inez, tell me, are there any other projects that you've been involved in? How long have you been a member of After Hours Rotary?
For about a year.
Are there any other projects that you've done here locally that you've really enjoyed doing?
You know, everyone that I am involved with, I certainly get a lot out of it. But recently we've been working on the Truth House, which is up in North Main Street, and we've been working on that with the other 3 Rotary clubs in Danville and the one in Chatham since about May, really regutting the whole house and fixing it up and painting it, insulating it. And this is for women that have been released from incarceration, and really just a place for them to get started off their feet.
Very good.
There's a housewoman there, a house mother there that takes care of them, and it just really gives them a second chance in life.
Well, great. Well, that's just one example of many of the great things that Rotary is doing here in our community. As we mentioned, we have 3 Rotary clubs here in the city of Danville, and they're all doing wonderful things, but today we wanted to focus on the After Hours Rotary Club because they got a great fundraiser coming up. November the 14th, it's their Casino Royale. I've been to one of these about 10 years ago. I had a blast. So I was kind of glad to see this coming back to the city of Danville. Everybody has a great time. You're raising money for a great cause. I guess you get $5,000 worth of chips to start to gamble with when you get there. At the end of the night, if you've got a whole pile full of chips, that means you get to get some good things at the end, right? You get to bid on some great items, right?
Items, but you know, you can't lose. You get to gamble for free, and you don't lose any money.
That's right.
It's a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Now, again, you can get your tickets on the website, right? DanvilleAfterHoursRotary.com. And then there's some great places in the River District you can get them as well, right?
Finishes by the dam.
All right, and then any Rotarian will have them and hook you up, right? And they're $45 in advance, $50 at the door. And if you've got a group of 6, $260 gets you a table there, right? You can go ahead and claim your blackjack table, right? Because you need to get there early, claim your spot. Because you'll be having, there's blackjack and there's other different games, right? All kinds, right?
Yeah, there should be 5 or 6 different games going on at the same time, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Great. And also the silent auction that Lauren mentioned in the first half of the show. She mentioned some of the great items that will be auctioned off that night. So if you want to come out and support a great cause, you've heard about a couple of the projects that Inez mentioned that they're working on here in the community. As Lauren mentioned in the first half of the show, they do service projects every month here in the community. So as you can see, the money goes to a great cause. So we'd love to see you out at the Institute for Advanced Learning and Research on the night of the 14th for Danville After Hours Rotary Casino Royale. So Inez, thank you so much for joining us, and thanks for sharing with us about your trip. And I know you put together a little slideshow for our viewers. So what we'll do at the end of the show, we'd like to show our viewers that, because that kind of will give our viewers an inside look into your trip and show some pictures of some of the lives that you touched on that trip to Mexico.
Thanks so much, Mark.
You're welcome.
Smilerina.
Sometimes all it takes to be a dad is remembering how to be a kid again. Take time to be a dad today.
We're actually inside of God's Storehouse today with Karen Harris, who is the executive director of this wonderful nonprofit here in our community. And today we're promoting one of their fundraisers that's coming up. And this is something new, I think, for God's Storehouse. And wanted to come down so you can actually see the people, the volunteers here today working behind us, feeding the individuals here today. So, Karen, tell me a little bit about this wonderful fundraiser you guys have coming up on the 15th.
Yeah, Santa Claus is coming early.
Yeah.
It's called Breakfast with Santa. It's going to be held at Kickback Jack's. And we're tickets are on sale for $10 per person. It's for kids and their families to come, and they get to eat breakfast with Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus and get their picture taken. And we'll have pancakes and juice and that sort of things. And Pepsi has been a great donor. They've helped us contribute with this, and so we're really looking forward to it. And this is something new for us, and we've rounded up a bunch of volunteers to help us serve and to clean tables and to get the kids to Santa and that sort of thing.
And it's not too early. I know the kids are probably already making their wish list for the holidays, so getting it early to Santa, this will be a great time to get that to them, right?
That's right. And I think if you go in the stores now, you see all the Christmas decorations, and I heard today this morning some lady's already decorated her yard with Christmas, so it's coming a little early this year, but that'll be a good way to get their wish list into Santa Claus early.
Awesome. So as Karen said, it's $10. Now, where can I purchase my tickets?
You can purchase your tickets here at God's Storehouse, also Karen's Hallmark in the mall, Wood Forest Bank inside Walmart, and then Betsy's Place, which is a store up there on Riverside Drive.
Okay, and I know these are real popular, and you can only sell so many tickets, right, being at Kickback Jack's, I'm sure, right?
Right. We're limited to 350 tickets, and the tickets, last day to sell tickets is November the 10th, so you got to get your tickets early and go ahead and get those because we do have limited space, and it's from 8 to 10, so we got kind of limited time because Kickback Jack's, of course, opens for lunch at about 11:30, so we got to get in there and get in and eat. Right.
So you get there at 8, you'll have a nice pancake breakfast, and then get in line to see Santa, right?
That's right. Yeah, it'll be just a chance to, we'll have some, I think I've heard some elves might be coming too, so it'll be really nice.
And so I know all the money that's raised will go back to God's Storehouse and the mission here. So if any of our viewers who haven't seen any of the programs we've done with you before, tell us a little bit about your mission, and you can see all the hard work that's going on here behind us to help feed this community.
Yeah. Well, we're a nonprofit food pantry. We've been here. We've been serving the hungry here in Danville and Pittsylvania County for 27 years now. And we are just continuing to see our numbers increase. Like 6 days in a row, we've already served over 200 families in those 6 days. And it is just unbelievable, the numbers that we're seeing. And we know it's going to increase more as the holidays come about. So this fundraiser really comes at a good time for us to make sure that we can have sufficient food on the shelves and make sure we've got good boxes and that we can keep the lights on and gas in our vehicles and make sure that we're doing the right thing for this community.
I think our community would be very surprised to know how many people actually come through the door. I've just been here 15 minutes, and to see the number of people that come through the doors here at God's Storehouse needing your assistance is really unbelievable.
Right, yeah. We're seeing right now about 10% more than what we were seeing last year. So it's just, the people are having a hard time finding jobs, and then, of course, with some of the SNAP benefits being cut, and, so it's just a variety of reasons why people are having to come see us.
And I know we've touched on this a lot on our show, but what do the individuals who come through your doors receive from God's Storehouse?
Well, we set up boxes according to number of the people in the household. So, and we'll try to put a variety of things so that they can make maybe breakfast, lunch, and dinner with it. So, it's a lot of canned fruits, canned vegetables, breakfast cereals, rice, beans, spaghetti sauce, that sort of thing. And then due to some gracious grocery stores in the area that donate to us, we'll add produce to that box, we'll add meat to that box, and then usually if we have an abundance of bread, they can put bread and put in their boxes.
Very good. good.
Yep.
And I've seen a lot of smiling faces as I came through the door here today from volunteers that help make all this possible. And I know you're always needing volunteers, right?
Yes, absolutely. We are always needing volunteers. We're really short right now with volunteers in our warehouse, so a little bit more manual labor. You know, it's stocking shelves and putting food in boxes and putting food away and that sort of thing. But we always need volunteers, and we have got some great volunteers. I mean, they're so dedicated. In fact, we just had a little lunch for one of our volunteers, and she's been here. It's over 15 years that she's been volunteering with God's Storehouse. So, but they're very gracious and very willing to help and to serve, and really try to help the people in this area.
And if there's anybody out there that would like to volunteer, you can just give Karen Harris a call here at God's Storehouse, right?
Absolutely, and call us at 793-3663. They can also check out our website, which is www.godstorehouse.org. They can email us as well, and just give us a call, because we do need volunteers.
All right, need volunteers, and they also need the funds to help these families here in our community. And one way they're doing that this year is a new fundraiser, Breakfast with Santa. It'll be at Kickback Jacks on November 15th. $10. You can get your tickets here, and as Karen mentioned, a variety of other places in town. Can you give me that list one more time?
Sure. It's here at God's Storehouse. We've got Karen's Hallmark in the mall. We've got Wood Forest Bank over inside Walmart, and then we've got Betsy's Place, which is over there on Riverside Drive.
Great, and it'll be a wonderful day. It'll start at 8 a.m. and go to 10. You get there early, you get your pancake breakfast, and then you get to visit Santa, sit on Santa's lap. The kids even get a picture with Santa, right?
That's right. We're letting the parents take as many pictures as they want to. Yep.
Well, wonderful. I know if you've got kids at home, they're probably already asking, what's Santa going to bring me for Christmas? Or this is what I want Santa to bring me for Christmas. So this will be a great time to sit on his lap, the kids can tell them what they want for Christmas, and it'll be a great fundraiser for God's Storehouse. So Karen, I really appreciate you taking the time to join us today. Best of luck with the fundraiser, because I know you're going to need it here with the holidays, and as you mentioned, your numbers are always increasing. Unfortunately, here in our community, we have seen an increase, so the funds will be needed.
All right, well, thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it. You really help us to promote this in the community.
Well, you're welcome.
Thanks.
And thank you at home for watching. Until next week, have a great day.